A first look at CLETO Reyes' precision boxing gloves. Hello and welcome to Fit to Box channel. I'm Simon. I'm a full-time amateur boxing coach. I'm a former amateur boxer and I love boxing equipment, hence why I started the channel, so you can get the best boxing equipment for you. Today I have a first look at the CLETO Reyes precision gloves, and as I bring that round, Reyes have really tried to do something new with this design, and I will go through all of that during this first look. As always with CLETO Reyes, they've used a beautiful leather and the smell of the leather is great, and you don't get that on all boxing gloves. You certainly do get that on these Mexican made CLETO Reyes. These gloves come in red and black, black and red, black and silver, and black and gold, and they are designed for bag and pad work. These are not designed for sparring. Okay, so when I do eventually sort of do a card for these, then what I'll do is I'll put them into the bag division, not into the normal price divisions. As I say, they're not designed for sparring, so it would be wrong of me to score them on that basis. Again, I'll come on to the reasons why these are a bag glove, not a sparring glove. But as you can see from the design, they've gone pretty radical on the design. If you look, and we'll have a closer look at that wrist, but on the wrist there you've got that sort of limited edition artwork that is on the wrist, and these at the minute are only coming in velcro, not in lace. Now the recommended retail price is £259.99. I've got these from Fight Equipment UK and they're currently on for £229.99. Okay, Fight Equipment UK don't pay me. None of the stores that I ever recommend on the channel or even on Instagram pay me. I do it because I've got a lot of faith in those stores that they will look after my viewers. Okay, so I'll just clear that up. So let's just go back to these gloves. I'll open them up so you can see the front a little bit, and let's have a closer look at what they've done. Okay, so quite a radical design change in that sort of sweep at the back of the thumb with that sort of, as you can see, it's like a lifted up ledge there. That sort of makes it a bit unsuitable for sparring in my opinion. You've got the CLETO Reyes established 1945 on the back, so they've got rid of the oval and they've just gone with the print on the rear. They've also on the rear of the wrist gone with the same print on the rear. They've kind of incorporated an oval of sorts in this sort of graffiti here, and as you can see on that graffiti, it's almost like it's raised up as well on there. Let's bring that round as well so you can see, and various sort of boxing glove and a boxer and a heart and all different sort of little bits of wording. Let me show you the other one of that as well. So you've got US, you've got a heavy bag there. Again, it's a bit childlike, to be honest. It's graffiti, but yeah, they've gone for a totally different type of look when it comes to that. I don't know if they're trying to go sort of Azteca type look from that. Of course, they are made in Mexico. Let's bring it round and show you the knuckle area. The knuckle area, I would say that these are like, at first, medium firm padding, but what will happen, the more that you use them, they will soften up. In there is a latex foam, so first of all, as I say, that is a bit firmer, but soon enough that will go softer. The thumb sweeps down from there. You've got the leather attachment there, and as I bring round, I've said about the wrist, you've got that velcro there that comes round. Inside there you can see the texture of that on the inside of there, and it's a short velcro as well. Okay, and then on the wrist as well you have got thick padding there, you've got thick padding at the rear, You've got thick padding there as well, and also on there you've got sort of that identifier, so you know that these are real CLETO Reyes gloves. That's like embossed on there as well. There are plenty of Reyes fakes out there. As we look inside, you can see you've got that like a nylon-y type lining, and you've got your different labels that are there as well. On here you've got caution, read warning label inside glove, which I always think is a bit of an overkill to have a label on the outside saying that about a label that's on the inside, but still. And then you've got there just basic saying it's contact sport. When it comes to, if you can see that, I'm able to sort of pick up the lining, so it is a little baggy. It's not baggy sort of here, but it's a little baggy at the rear of the hand. And then if you have a look at the stitching on these gloves is really good. They're a really well made glove, made in Mexico, and you can understand why these gloves last such a long time. And there you've got that sweep there, again very unusual on gloves. And as I bring that round, you can see the stitching on there as well. And at the bottom there you've got 16-ounce indicator, which of course I will put on the screen the actual weight of these as well. So these gloves come in 8-ounce, 10-ounce, 12-ounce, 14-ounce, 16-ounce and 18-ounce. These are a 16-ounce on the label, so let me just put them on there. So you've got 16.3, which is perfect for a glove, a velcro glove with 16 on the label. It shouldn't weigh 16, it should weigh a little more because of that velcro strap. And let's try the other one, and this one is 16-ounce 0.6. Again, that's perfectly in keeping what these gloves should be, and a real surprise given their previous versions. So for example, I'll show you this one. This one is a 14-ounce. Chuck that on there, and as you can see, that is coming out at 17-ounce, which has always been the main problem that has been levelled at CLETO Reyes, that they didn't really care what was on the label. They just did the glove and it came out at whatever weight it was. But these new gloves, perfect. Okay, so before I go on to trying them on and talking to you about the comfort of these gloves, I want to talk about the size. So these are a compact glove. Okay, so these are a 16-ounce glove. I'm going to compare them with another glove that is the former CLETO Reyes sort of training glove. This is a 14-ounce glove. Okay, so as you can see, the 14-ounce looks a little bigger than the new compact precision glove. Let me just go down to the front there as well. Let me get the other one. Now, obviously, I've put the weight on as well. Now, these ones was these weighed 17-ounce and they're on the label 14-ounce. Now, they have sorted out the weight issues with these new gloves, which is one of the things that they needed to do. But as I say, they are very compact, and as a bag glove, let's just move them around as well so you can see. Probably best if I use the same side. There, 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 and there. And as I say, 14-ounce, 16-ounce. Right, let's move that to one side. Let's try and show you the comfort. Okay, so Velcro, slide your hand into there. Now, the first thing when I put my hand into there is I can feel like a really big finger grip bar. Really big finger grip bar that my finger is hooking onto. That is really padded, and you can feel it. It's not sort of, it's something that as soon as your fingers touch it, you're gripping onto. So you've got that first initial grip bar, and then you've got the grip bar in there as well. So as you put your fist in the fist position, there is quite a bit that you are holding on to in there. And so obviously that does bode well for when it goes onto the bag. So front of the finger pad, you can feel that grip bar. At the rear of the finger knuckles, it's comfortable, there's no problem there. Good on the knuckle. The thumb as well, although it sort of flares out a little bit. On this one, it's a little bit tight at the rear of the finger nail, but that one a little bit tight there as well. The wrist is comfortable and supportive. Then I come on to this one. This one's a little bit worse when it comes to the thumb. So as I put that on there, again, that wrist area is, as you can see, it's got a lot of padding in there, so it's really firm wrist support. Here, the back of the thumbnail, it is pressing on, and here at the front, it's a little sort of tight. Again, the more I use these gloves, the softer that will get. But these are not like you put them on straight away and they're super comfortable gloves. These will be sort of gloves that get better and better over time, especially on that front bit there, which does need to be softened up. So let me just put those there. So yeah, splays out a little bit, tight at the back, and then tight there as well. So you can do a really good fist in them, and I really like the amount of padding that is on the finger bar and also the grip bar. That means that you really do want to produce that fist and keep squeezing that grip bar. In that position there, the thumb does stick out a little bit. I wouldn't say it's uncomfortable, but it seems to flare out a little bit there. The thumb attachment does bring it in the right place, so it would be fine for thumbing, but these are not sparring gloves, so it makes no difference anyway. These are only to be used on the bag. In saying that, then let me show you that lip that is there. That lip there, I would say, is one of the reasons why you shouldn't use these for sparring, because that would come pretty sharp on sort of your sparring partner's face, because that's quite raised, as you can see. In terms of opening the hand, you can open the hand. It's a bit of an effort. That would soften up the more that you use it, but of course you don't need to open your hand to catch shots on the bag anyway. So it is definitely built for purpose, and that's why I will do a bag card, not in this video because this is a first look, but I will do a bag card for these gloves. So let's just address some of the problems that CLETO REYES have tried to address. Firstly, can you see that badge there? And of course, CLETO REYES have had problems with their badges for many years. Okay, so it used to be like the oval, and people saying that that was like chipping. Sometimes you was lucky and got one that was good. Sometimes people send me messages to say they use their CLETO REYES for 1 time or 2 times, and that started to chip off, which is very disappointing when you pay so much for a glove like this. Now, although they've got rid of the oval and they've gone for that print, it's kind of solved one problem, but I actually liked it better with the oval. So I would have preferred it if they'd have kept the oval but like solved the actual problem, as opposed to getting rid of the oval, because I don't think it looks as good. Also, what they've done is, on the originals you can see they had a cloth badge, and again, one of the things I've always said is that looks great when it's new. When it gets a bit dirty, like on these ones, it doesn't look as good. But I did like it with the gold and the CLETO REYES. It just looks really smart. Again, they've gone for sort of the printing on, which, yeah, it's not going to chip off, but I think it brings down the standard of the glove from the cloth badge. I think that they would have been better to have kept the cloth badge and perhaps covered over it, a bit like what Grant have done with some of their fight gloves, but have had like a little bit of a see-through plastic that would have gone over that, protected that, but still kept the look, and then obviously kept the oval as well. And then of course, let's go on to the weight issues. Now, traditionally, the weight issues, I've gone on about it, many other reviewers have gone on about it, the fact that it didn't seem like CLETO REYES had got a weight scale at the factory. Obviously, they did for the fight gloves because they've got to be on 8 ounce or 10 ounce, but for their training gloves, it was kind of, they put a 14 ounce indicator on and then just make it, send it out, and they wasn't that bothered that it was 17 ounce, which obviously it has now become more of an issue due to people like me and other reviewers who are now weighing the gloves, because if you were wanting 16 ounce or 14 ounce, you want it to be close to the indicated label. Okay, so these ones here are much closer to the indicated label than traditionally CLETO REYES have gone for. So again, someone has obviously either found the scales in the CLETO REYES factory, or they've borrowed them from the fight division where they're always weighing their gloves and suddenly they're saying, actually, we should be weighing the training gloves as well. So I like the fact that CLETO REYES have addressed some of the problems that have been really sort of highlighted in the last few years, the chipping of the badge, and also when it comes to things like the weight. I also like the fact that they have gone different in terms of like that bit there at the front. That's different to other gloves. They've gone for that sweep at the back of the thumb. That's different to other gloves. And then of course they've gone with that sort of artwork on there as well. I'm not convinced on the artwork. I think it looks a little bit sort of childish. It's kind of graffiti, but to me, you know, I think it could have been done a little bit better. In saying that, I am applauding CLETO REYES for bringing out a new style of gloves, coming away from their traditional type of glove. That's a big move for a company like CLETO REYES, who have got a successful product already, and then what they're doing is they're trying to up their game, and I applaud that always with all brands out there. Constant improvement. I think the CLETO REYES have been a bit slow to improve stuff in the last few years, but now you can see that they are trying. So I did want to show you those gloves in that first look. As I say, I will get round to putting a card into the bag division to see where these score, but I hope you enjoyed that video. Please like and subscribe to Fit to Box channel, and I shall speak to you soon.